It started as a search for a cure. A quiet Swiss chemist working alone in his lab. No drugs, no counterculture, just science. But one small mistake opened the doors of perception and changed the way humanity sees reality itself. In 1938, at the Sandoz laboratories in Switzerland, Dr. Albert Hofmann was studying compounds derived from a fungus called ergot. He was hoping to find new medicines to help with blood circulation. He methodically created hundreds of chemical variations. One of them was lysergic acid diethylamide 25, or LSD. Initial tests showed it had no significant medical value, so he shelved the compound and stored it away, where it was soon forgotten. 5 years passed. Then, in 1943, a peculiar feeling, a strange premonition told him to take another look. On April 16, 1943, while resynthesizing LSD-25, Hofmann accidentally absorbed a tiny, almost immeasurable amount through his fingertips. Moments later, he felt odd. He became dizzy, restless. He entered a strange, dreamlike state. Colors around him seemed to grow brighter, more intense. Time itself began to stretch and bend. He had to stop his work and go home. He didn't know it yet, but he had just experienced the world's first acid trip. The effect wore off after a couple of hours, leaving him with a sense of wonder. What had just happened? He suspected it was the LSD-25, but the amount he absorbed must have been minuscule. Could such a small trace have such a powerful effect? There was only one way to find out. 3 days later, on April 19th, Hofmann decided to test the substance intentionally. He planned a self-experiment, taking what he believed was a very small dose, just 250 micrograms. For context, that's about 1/10 the size of a grain of sand. He meticulously documented his intentions in his lab notebook. Soon after taking the dose, the world around him began to transform. The effects were far more intense than his accidental exposure. He could no longer stand or speak coherently. He asked his lab assistant to escort him home. Because of wartime restrictions, cars were not allowed, so they had to go by bicycle. As he rode, the world melted into a whirlwind of kaleidoscopic visions. The familiar road twisted and danced before his eyes. He saw sounds as bursts of color. He tasted colors as if they were flavors on his tongue. That surreal bicycle ride would go down in history as Bicycle Day, the moment humanity first intentionally journeyed into the psychedelic world. Following Hofmann's experience, Sandoz began distributing LSD to psychiatrists and researchers worldwide under the brand name Delicid. It was presented as a powerful tool to study the inner workings of the mind. Early research showed incredible promise, suggesting it could help patients with severe anxiety, alcoholism, and deep-seated trauma by allowing them to access repressed memories and emotions. It was seen as a potential key to unlocking the secrets of consciousness. But by the 1960s, things spiraled out of control. LSD escaped the confines of the labs and flooded the streets. The counterculture embraced it as a sacrament for rebellion and spiritual exploration. In response, governments panicked. The substance was quickly associated with social unrest and psychological breakdowns. A wave of media hysteria followed, leading to a massive crackdown. By 1970, LSD was declared an illegal, Schedule I substance in the United States and most of the world, shutting down nearly all legitimate scientific research for decades. Albert Hofmann never intended to start a cultural revolution. He saw LSD not as a party drug, but as a profound sacred window into consciousness. He often referred to it as his problem child, a creation capable of bringing both incredible healing and unimaginable destruction, depending entirely on how it was used. He was deeply troubled by its widespread, often careless use in the counterculture, believing it trivialized something he viewed with immense respect and caution. He lived a long and full life, passing away at the age of 102. Until his last days, he held on to the hope that one day the world would move past the fear and hysteria and learn to use his discovery wisely, unlocking its true potential for medicine and the human spirit. A moment of carelessness in a lab became one of the most profound and controversial discoveries of the 20th century. Sometimes the smallest mistake opens the biggest door. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, please hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the accidental discoveries that shaped our world.